Hi there, welcome to the Dietary Restriction Kitchen. I'm Nat Ryan. Today in the kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make a gluten-free, dairy-free chicken gravy. Now, if you've just recently become gluten or dairy-free, you may have in the past been used to using gravy products that you got at the store already pre-made in some form. It may be in a can, or it may be those little packets of dried mix that you mix up with the water and all that kind of stuff. And if so, you got to beware of those, because a lot of them have gluten and dairy in them. And so you may not be familiar with how to make your own gravy. Or maybe you are, in which case this is just a refresher for you. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. It's really, really simple, but very, very satisfying to make. And let's get right to it. So you're going to need to start by heating 2 heaping tablespoons of vegan margarine in a saucepan. I'm using a large one so that you can see it better, and this can work a little faster, but you can use a smaller one. You're going to melt that till it bubbles, and then you're going to add a 1/4 cup of gluten-free 1-to-1 flour blend, and you're going to mix that up. Make sure it doesn't burn. So I usually pick it up and mix it with a whisk. See, I've got it picked up there so it doesn't burn. And then we're going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. That can be store-bought or your own homemade. And what you're going to do is just add a little at a time. So I've added about 1/3 of the chicken broth to that. And we're going to whisk it. Keep whisking, don't stop. And at times you may need to turn the heat down. That you'll see me reach over and turn the heat down a couple of times during this video. I know I'm going to be doing that. Okay, time for some more chicken broth. So we've mixed that first bit in there really well. Add some more in. Mix that really well. I know I'm going to have to turn this heat down at some point here. This is going to happen. But so if you see me reach over, that's what it's all about. So we're going to make that. So mix that up. Make sure it's not clumpy and bumpy. That's why I like to use the whisk. Okay, so that last 1/3 of the chicken broth is going into the pan. Yeah, a lot of the time I make this in a smaller saucepan, and sometimes I even put all of the chicken broth in at once. See, now you heat it till it's getting nice, starting to really nice and thicken up. So you can see that that's getting thick. I've turned the heat down. And now I'm going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of gluten-free tamari soy sauce. Now, if you can't do soy, if you're sensitive to soy, don't put it in, obviously. But I find that the tamari will darken up the color nicely, and it also add a little umami and a little bit of saltiness to it as well. Although I like things pretty salty. So the next thing you're adding is some salt and some dried thyme. So we're going to mix that in there together. And it's going to be nicely thick. And I'm turning it right down again. So about to low. You got to keep an eye on this thing very carefully. And it should have that little consistency, be flowy, but a little bit thick. And just to show you how nice and thick and flowy that is, here it is over sweet potato fries. If you're anything like me, then you love sauce and gravy. And this homemade chicken gravy is the bomb. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching Dietary Restriction Kitchen. See you next time.